Lauren. Hi, Jean. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Janine. Hi, Suzette. Hi, Alex. Good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody joining on TikTok. And we should be up and at 'em on YouTube. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, my goodness. I'm a tired lady right now. How about you guys? Tired, tired, tired. Hi, Raul. Hi, Erin. Hi, Birds and Words. Good morning, Renee. Hi, Janelle. Hello, hello. Yeah, wiped out. This bitch has been a lot busier than she usually is. It's like we decided to do all of our summer concerts in a 10-day span. So, and I'm not used to like staying up past 9 to be quite honest with you. So it's been a wild time for me between that and like we decided to go to Baltimore and just basically do more things than we usually do. We're trying to like schedule a weekend of like where we just like don't do anything and just like watch TV. So we'll see. What I have been trying to do, so I did consciously do this. I don't know if you people with uteruses that are still doing the thing do this. But I tend to plan most of my extroverted, like doing things around the new moon, I mean, around the full moon, because that's when I do not have my cycle and I feel more like I could, people and do all the things. I have more energy. And usually around new moon, I'm like, no. But this time, just because of life and how things are happening on an actual new moon, we're going to Pittsburgh. So, but it's for snakes stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't think that even my uterus is going to put me in a bad mood for that. So I'm excited. Janelle's saying they say we had a timeline jump. I wouldn't be surprised. I would say that we are really in a weird spot right now energetically. Um, I've found that people around me are like vacillating between like just kind of hyperfixating on random things to like, uh-oh, the world is ending. What do we do? And then like kind of going back and forth to that. I've been noticing a lot of that kind of a vibe where it's like you can't cognitively attach to what's going on fully. So you're just like, oh, let me buy snakes or whatever. That's just an example. It's not whatever. But anyhow, I am almost done with this semester of school, so I'll have a little time. And I am excited to get working on the next season of Normalized Magic. So, again, if you have been thinking about joining, definitely put your name on that list. Things are going to be a little bit different this season, which I think will be good. You're going to have you have some more options to choose from. I'm 90% sure that I'm creating a Patreon and kind of going in that direction finally. Um, because also, I don't know if those of you who use Instagram and TikTok and stuff for business are noticing, but my reach on these platforms has absolutely not been great. And it feels like I should be somewhere too where if they don't work anymore, that I can still like continue doing what I'm doing. So I'm looking into stuff like that. But anyway, the next season of Normalized Magic Workshop starts on August 8th, and you can go to my website, sarahmala.com/subscribe, put your name on the list so that you are on there to sign up. Normalized Magic Workshop, if you haven't been a part of it before, is really wonderful. It's kind of like think of Coffee and Magic, but like 100 times that. It's a wonderful community with some people who have been in there for three years now, right? Um, and it's just a really great way to connect and keep your finger on the pulse of your own magic. So if that is of interest to you, you can do that. If you have questions, send me a message. So that's happening. And then other than that, we're going to get right into Coffee and Magic this morning, see what the cards have to say about anything. If you would like to donate to Coffee and Magic, you can do that by using the link in my bio. All right, so your three things today. Well, I think we're going to do animals today because I had I've been having some weird dreams. So they're not going to be animals that aren't in this specific genus or anything. They're just going to be random animals that I'm going to tell you. So the first one is a fox, the second one is a crow, and the third one is a killer whale, an orca. So, got it? Fox, crow, orca. What do you think? Fox, crow, and orca. Good morning. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Becky. Catherine's like, orca. Foxes are cute. There was like some article or a TikTok, I don't remember, but somebody was saying how foxes are trying to become domesticated and like showing up near humans and like wanting to be fed. And I'm like, okay, okay, whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. I'm not gonna say no to a fox. She's not in here because she's a little meddlesome, but Priscilla is doing amazing. She is just she's just fabulous. So I just thought you should know. Fox, crow, and orca. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh boy, this is an interesting one. This is going to be your fox. Tell me when you're ready. All right. Here you go. Okay. So for fox, again, your choices are fox, crow, and orca. Here's your fox. High priestess, letting go, and fear. This one kind of just like reads itself, but I'm going to read it for you. So basically, you might be feeling on the spiritual struggle bus lately, or like the energetic struggle bus lately, or I don't know, like existential struggle bus lately, because you have on one side, this like very real, like tangible feeling that you're very tapped in and very powerful, right? And then you have over here this like attachment to not being powerful. And it is telling this part of you to sit down, like too much. Just we don't do that. That doesn't feel safe. Whatever narrative will work best for you to sit down. So you are kind of struggling with yourself, right? Because part of you wants to temper you down, and the other part wants to get bigger and to lean in to what you already know to be true. But this part is just really working overtime because you're freaking it out. So what is the answer? Well, according to the cards, it is to let go. And what does that mean though? It's like it's a really hard thing, I would say, from like my perspective as somebody who works a lot with you guys one on one, with coaching especially. It's a hard thing to tell somebody to let go. it's kind of nonsense. It's kind of like saying, relax, or just calm down, or, think positive. It's kind of in that space, right? Where it's like, okay, that's so helpful. Oh, why didn't I think of that? But there's more to the letting go if you let yourself expand within that space. And what I mean is that you have to give it a shot and see what happens at least once to know what it actually is. And this vibe right here is telling me that if you actually let go of that fear and lean into how very powerful you're actually feeling, the immediate affirmation you'll receive from that action will help you, with the vibe of letting go is bullshit. So, see how that fits on for you, my foxy friends, because it feels like you're really in that space where you're ready to lean all the way in. And it's just a little bit of something here sticking to the end, to the not to the end, sticking to the old. Okay, so that is your fox. Shuffling the crow. Crow ready. All right. But did that make sense for my foxy friends? Did that hit for you? All right then. Tell me when you're ready. Oh, you're ready. I think everyone's ready. You guys are sitting on ready this morning, huh? You're like, just get to it, Sarah. All right. I will. So this is your crow. Love, serpent, and the high priestess. Well, look, here she is again. What does she have to say to you today? All right. So we've talked a lot in the past about 3D and 5D. And back at the beginning of this year, I was telling you guys that I'm not going to use 3D and 5D anymore. I'm moving into either fear based reality or love based reality because that feels a little bit more accurate to me than actual like number levels of consciousness, okay, or frequency. So, in fear based reality, which is what we've been in for as long as we know, right? Your motivation is fear. Okay. And that doesn't mean you live a fearful life or nothing beautiful ever happens. It just means that the motivation behind the movement is fear, which could mean fear of losing something, fear of missing out, fear of not having, like that kind of thing. Right. So it's like even something really beautiful, like deciding to get married to somebody, right? There is a fear behind it, pushing it that says you're getting old, soon you'll be too old to get married. Or if you don't get married, you're going to be lonely, or whatever it is, right? It's just everything is a fear motivated system. In love based reality, it's the opposite, right? Everything is in from a foundation of love. And love itself is again another word that's like way overused, but it is a frequency. It is a vibration just like fear is. And when you make decisions from love based reality, you're making decisions that make your heart feel bigger, right? That make you feel soft in your body, that give you an opening, not a closing. Okay. So we get that, right? I think that's pretty cut and dry, is like as far as that concept. It's not possible to just jump from one to the other 100%. So where we are right now, we're just going in between the two. This reading is just alerting you to the fact that the fear based reality can often seem like the only real one, and that the love based reality is very like effervescent. It just doesn't have the legs. And that's true. I think you're right if you feel that way because it only becomes solid the more we use it. So, with that being said, you are being asked to tap into your magic and understanding of this energy to bring more love based vibrations into your space because that is what you can do. Okay. And if we all collectively make love based decisions, it will absolutely ripple out in a much bigger way. So this reading is asking you to really tap into what does that mean to you. And it is from the smallest decision to the largest decision, love based. Just ask yourself, am I making this decision from a place of fear or from a place of love? If I say I'm going to go meet so and so to go shopping, does that feel like I'm doing it because I feel guilty if I don't? Or does it feel like I'm doing it because I can't wait to spend time with this person and do this activity? Ask yourself these questions. It doesn't mean that you don't show up for people if you're just like not 100% in the mood, obviously. But making sure that the choices that you make are more than not from that love space. It's just kind of a hip check for you right now, just to remember it because you do know it, but things get crazy and we just need a reminder. You're also it's also important for you right now, my crow friends, because you really are in a point in your life where you are creating so rapidly and so efficiently. If you notice, like anytime you think about something or speak it out, it tends to just happen, right? And sometimes it's stuff that I know I say this all the time. It's like stuff that is like really irrelevant to me, like that is the most spot on. But keep going and let those irrelevant to you things just be affirmations. So that is your crow for this morning. Last one's going to be orca. You're welcome. I wonder if High Priestess will be showing up for orca too. Is anybody here going to Sarah McLachlan on Thursday at Merriweather? That's my last big one for a minute. And then no concerts until I think September. But we shall see. Things pop up. All right. I know it's the 30th anniversary of um, oh my goodness, hold on. Well, are you ready for these cards? It's the 30th anniversary of Fumbling Toward Ecstasy. So, sorry, my brain like completely glitched because I was like getting the vibes off the cards and then trying to remember the name of the album. Okay, so this is your orca. And no, High Priestess is not here today. We have Love, the Bard, and Earth Fairy. Bard has been coming up quite a bit. Okay, listen, orca friends. You are really being asked to be your biggest supporter at this time. Ask yourself this question: am I a fan of me? Do I look out for my interests? Do I think I'm pretty awesome? Do I do things for myself because I love me? This is going to be really important right now. It does obviously move into this love based reality versus fear based reality. But this one specifically is like about you, about the story that you're telling yourself about yourself, you know. Um, it actually reminds me of a show I just watched. Did anybody here watch Baby Reindeer? Which is kind of brutal, honestly. It's kind of brutal, but also like beautiful at the same time. Um, I'm not gonna spoiler alert Baby Reindeer for you, but there were themes in there of like realizing that you are the one who creates your narrative and the meaning that you give the things that happen in your life, and whether you allow the impetus of things that happen to just snowball out of proportion without you consciously realizing your part in it, and so you feel like a victim. You know what I mean? And I think it's a really tricky subject to tackle in a world where we are very victim-based mentality, because that's fear-based mentality, right? But I would definitely give that a watch if you have an interest, because it was pretty good. Um, but back to this, it's really that. It's like, how can you craft the narrative of who you are now more consciously? Who are you? I've talked a lot about this idea of making sure to update like the Google Doc of your life. Make sure that you have updated so that you are at the most recent upgrade for yourself, because otherwise you're reacting to new things in old ways. But all of the change that is happening right now has made it so that nothing is anchored in. And when nothing is anchored in, it can really be much safer feeling to lean into old patterns, because those old patterns come from a time when life was more anchored in. Because even, if you go back like 10 years ago, life was actually much more anchored in. You may not have liked what you were up to at that time, but I think we can all agree we were anchored into it. You know what I'm saying? So now getting used to that feeling of no anchor is very disconcerting for most of us, right? But remembering that because there's no anchor, everything is up for change, which means you're up for change, which means you are allowed now to craft your narrative in a way that accurately represents who you are today, right now. And you are allowed to change. You are allowed to explore new things. Um, the more that you lean into that, the more expansive things will feel for you. And the more you will be in that love based reality. And when you are in a more, a stronger current of love based reality, things happen to you differently too, right? Like you just are around different types of people, different opportunities. Like it's almost like the air is different there. And so that's where we want to go. And to get there, all you really have to do is ask yourself, is this love based or fear based? And then make your choice. And then observe what happens after you've made your choice, because that's the only way you're going to learn it, right? I'm not going to learn it just because some chick on the internet told me so. I'm gonna learn it because I tried it and I can feel it in my body, right? So if it piques your interest, try it and feel it in your body and you make your decision. Does this make sense to me in my body, right? Will I receive some sort of affirmation of what I've just done that allows me to be like, okay, this shift is actually something I can get with. Like I can actually be aligned with this, because otherwise it doesn't matter, right? We're all on our own little journeys, and we crisscross all the time, but at the end of the day, you came here to have a very specific experience and you are having it. And now you can consciously craft it, this leg of the story, in a way that you weren't able to before because everything is up for grabs. It's just moving, 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 moving. And I will say, this is not related to this specific card pull. I think it's for all of us today. I will say that even in such a unstabilized energy, there are things that you can anchor into, and those will not be physical objects necessarily, I don't think, you know what I mean? It's not like it could be, actually, I could take that back, but it's your relationships now, guys. It's your relationships, it's the connections between people that you can really anchor into at this time, and it's the reciprocal relationships. It's the ones that grow together, that have the difficult conversations, that kind of break generational curses by saying things out loud, right? And being honest about your feelings. That's where the magic is right now. It's between people. So just remember that. Everything else will line up. So that is your coffee and magic for today, Monday. We're rolling out of this month. Hopefully, it is a little less hot because and I love you. Thank you for being here. If you would like to send a donation to Coffee and Magic, you can do that by finding the link in my bio on Instagram or TikTok. If you're not on my mailing list, you can do that by going to my website, sarahmala.com. Scroll all the way down and add yourself on there. I will be sending out more information on Normalized Magic Workshop and all of those things probably mid July. So look for that. But we start 8:08, all right, which will be here any second. Truly, 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 truly. So I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll be back. Oh, I may not be back on Friday, actually. I think I'm driving to Pittsburgh at that time. So stay tuned. If I'm able to hop on, I will. If not, I will see you the following Monday, which will be July 1st. Should probably just plan for that. But anyway, love you guys. Stay cool. All right. Goodbye, friends.